We thank, love, praise the three most powerful, God, Timquotu, and the Son of God, for your mercy, protection, and grace.
Bunk beds aren't just for humans, guys.
If you are a meat eater, you are hindering yourself from aspiring for enlightenment and thus cannot practice the way of Bodhisattva. His Majesty Emperor Wu of Liang, vegan.
With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy, blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace. Etc.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/BMD.
Programele noastre oferă multe limbi. Vă puteți uita pe suprememastertv.com/schedule și suprememastertv.com/bmd.
Also, be sure to follow us on our socials: YouTube, Facebook, Getter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Nico Nico, Pinterest, Reddit, Substack, Telegram, Threads, TikTok, Truth Social, Tumblr, VK, and X, previously known as Twitter, in multiple languages by searching Supreme Master TV.
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God, and Supreme Master Ching Hai shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate Master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
We now invite you to watch the next part of this pleasant gathering titled The Laughing Saints Part 4 of 11 on Between Master and Disciples in English on February 3rd, 2003 in Florida, USA.
For decades, Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, has illuminated our world with her divine teachings. A fully enlightened master, she imparts the Kuan Yin method of meditation to those desiring to immediately discover the God nature within to achieve in one lifetime eternal liberation from the cycle of transmigration. The Kuan Yin method has been practiced by all enlightened masters, such as the worshipped world-honored one Shakyamuni Buddha, vegan, the worshipped Son of God Jesus Christ, vegetarian, the venerated master and philosopher Confucius, vegetarian, the venerated Lord Krishna, vegetarian, the venerated master and philosopher Lao Tzu, vegan, the venerated Lord Mahavira, vegan, the beloved prophet Muhammad, vegetarian, peace be upon him, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, vegetarian, and many more. Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, emphasizes that if we always remember God, render selfless service to others, and follow the laws of the universe, we will reach our highest potential as humans and truly understand our purpose on earth. An extraordinary living example of compassion, she lovingly and regularly sends material and financial assistance to refugees, the homeless, natural disaster victims, and others needing relief. Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, receives love and recognition from various organizations, media, governments, individuals, and many awards, such as the 2006 Gusi Peace Prize, considered the Nobel Peace Prize of the East, the World Spiritual Leadership Award in 1994, the Mahavir Award in 2008, February 22nd and October 25th, both proclaimed as the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day, an honorary citizen of the United States, etc., and has been honored throughout the years with numerous other awards and accolades for her outstanding philanthropic and humanitarian deeds. etc. We apologize for not being able to show many other awards and honors for lack of space and time. Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, respectfully thank all special individuals, organizations, leaders, and governments for all your genuine, loving, ongoing support. May heaven bless you forevermore. We, the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association members, are also sincerely grateful for your expressive kindness, wishing you the best. A true voice for our beautiful animal friends, Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, promotes the peaceful, loving plant-based diet and envisions, with humanity's awakening to the sacredness of all life, a tranquil and glorious all-vegan world, where people of both animal and human kingdoms live in respectful harmony. Her initiatives included alternative living flyer distribution, the international vegan restaurants Loving Hut, vegan food companies, vegan fur products, Supreme Master Television, as well as writing and speaking to influential government and media leaders, participating in televised conferences on climate change, etc. Whether we're aware of it or not, her efforts have had an enormous influence on global awareness of the animal people-friendly lifestyle and how this benevolent way can bring lasting peace among nations while saving our planet from climate change and disasters.
I told you that already, I'm sure. I'm sure I told you this, but it's funny, so I tell you again, in case, okay? And beware when you go watch movies or in some crowded place. There was a lovely and shapely young lady trying to board a city bus, but she was, filled with packages and bags and, everything, and she was wearing a very tight dress. So it was difficult for her to step on the bus without her hands, or the hands were busy like that. And she'd been waiting there 15 minutes already. And everybody was forming behind her, queue and trying to board the bus too. And they were pushing. So she was kind of desperate. So she tried to loosen her dress a little bit in order to climb the steps, So she saw that nobody noticed, and she pulled down the zipper, at the back of her dress so that it became a little looser. And then it didn't help. It didn't help, so she reached back and pulled a little more. And still didn't help. So it's still stuck there. I told you this story, right? Yeah. No. So just then, a young man behind her, gently picked her up and deposited her onto the bus. This embarrassed her so much. So she was gasping, "What right do you have to pick me up like that? I don't even know you." So the man said, "Well, after you tried to pull my zipper down a second time, I think we were pretty good friends." You were good friends, no? Why would you do that? A lady came to report to the police that her husband had disappeared. So the officer looked at the guy's photograph and questioned this and that and asked whether if she wanted to give her husband any first message if they find him. She said, yes, please tell him my mother didn't come, don't worry. There was a guy who is expert in efficiency in the family, He also concluded this lecture with a note of caution. Yeah, but you don't want to try these techniques at home. And the audience asked, why? Oh, because, it has side effects, The audience asked, what is that? He said, well, I watched my wife's routine at breakfast for many years. And then I saw that she made a lot of trips between the refrigerator, stove, table, and cabinet, often carrying one single item at a time. So one day I told her, hon, why don't you try carrying several things at once? And the audience asked again, did she save time? Yes, actually, yes. It used to take her 20 minutes to make breakfast, but now she makes me do it in 7. An old man went to the doctor and poured out his problem. As the doctor asked what's the matter with him, he said, well, doc, after the first, I'm very, very tired. After the second, I feel all in. After the third, my heart begins to pound. After the fourth, I break out in a cold sweat. And after the fifth, I'm so exhausted, I thought I would die there. Incredible, said the doctor. But how old are you? 85, the patient said. And the doctor said, well, at 85, why don't you stop at the first? You know, he said, but I couldn't stop. I live on the 5th floor. Misinterpreting language. There was a tour in Washington, D.C. Some tourists were touring the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and the guy pointed out a tall, benevolent gentleman and say, he is the congressional chaplain, right? Chaplain? Yeah. And so one of the tourists asked, well, what does the chaplain do? Does he pray for the Senate or the House? So the guy answered, no. He gets up, looks at the Congress, then prays for the country. That's a bad joke, but maybe partially true. At the police department, the phone rang. Hello. The police answered, I've lost my cat and the police said, sorry, sir, that's not a job of the police. We are too busy. But you don't understand. This is a very intelligent cat. He's almost human. He can practically talk. So the police say, then but you better hang up. He might be trying to phone you. I know. Yeah. You know, 3 Irish men already tipsy were coming out from the pub, stumbling home late one night and found themselves, somewhere in the graveyard on the road home. So one of the guys said, hey, John, come over here. It's Michael Grady, old Graves. God bless his soul. He lived to the ripe old age of 87. And the other guy said, nothing, come here. There's Sean here. It says here that he was 95 when he died. And then the other one said, oh, forget him. He is a fella that got to be 150. And everybody went and looked, what's his name? And then everybody stumbled over there and looked and found a light to see what else is written on the stone marker. And it said, 150 miles to Dublin. Stone is a stone, you know. Okay, there was a little 6-year-old kid who complained that he has a stomach ache. So the mother said, oh, that's because your stomach's empty. You would feel better if you put something in it, if you had something in it. So, okay, after a while, the minister visited the family, and in the conversation, the minister said that he had suffered all day with a terrible headache. pain in the head. So the kid came and said, that's because it's empty. If you got it, you had something in it. Okay. A couple invited their pastor for Sunday dinner. While they were in the kitchen, cooking the meal, the minister asked their son what they would be having, for dinner. And the little boy said, goat. And the minister said, goat? Are you sure about that? Yep, said the youngster. I heard Dad say to Mom, might as well have the old goat for dinner today. Otherwise, we'll be naked about it. You understood so well. Amen. The boy asked his grandpa, were you on Noah's Ark? No, of course not. His grandpa said, then how come you did not drown? Still there. Yeah. There was a person who stayed in a very posh hotel. And he called the head waiter for room service and said very nicely and with a wonderful smile, good morning, sir. What a wonderful morning. I'd like 2 vegan eggs. One of them so undercooked that it's running, and the other so overcooked is like a stone that you cannot eat it. Also, I want some grilled vegan bacon that has been left out so it gets a bit cold on one side, and a burnt toast that crumbles away as soon as you touch it with a knife. Vegan butter straight from the deep freeze so that it's impossible to spread. And a pot of very weak, almost like water, lukewarm coffee. Wait a second. What? Sir, that's a complicated order. It might be quite difficult. He said, why is that? I don't understand, because that's what I got yesterday. You knew the joke. Some of you laugh in advance. How come you laugh already? Expect something else, huh? But it's already funny beforehand. Who ordered that kind of thing? A man went into a restaurant in a strange city and asked the waiter, for some food, And so the waiter asked what he wanted. He was kind of lost and, homesick, lonely. So he said, a meatloaf, some bread, and a kind word. So when the waiter returned with the meatloaf and the bread, he said, where's a good word for me? So the waiter put down the meatloaf and sighed and whispered into his ear, don't eat the meatloaf. There's a newsman who sent a letter home. At the end, he put a note saying, I hope this letter reaches you, because the censors are very tough here. So when the letter arrived, another note had been added underneath. There are no censors in the Republic. It's not true. Hey, Hamid. What? Are you lonely? You want a vegan meatloaf? I love you.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, is a world-renowned spiritual teacher, humanitarian, and artist. To learn more about her compassionate life and teachings, please visit suprememastertv.com/master.
Vegan life-gifting action.
Peace is happening around our world.
Peace News number 117 of many and counting.
There are many countries promoting peace and fostering amity among peoples and governments. Etc.
June 2024.
Mekelle,
the capital of
Tigray,
Ethiopia, is slowly rebuilding after experiencing 2 years of conflict, with 12 roads now being constructed and new buildings coming up, including 2 hospitals. City resident
Haile Mikael Kidane,
a construction worker, observes, people are finally finding some relief after many hardships. When there is peace like this, people can focus on their livelihoods. By creating peace, we all can make a loving, serene, and prosperous world.
Prostrate with all love, devotion, and gratitude to the reunited three most powerful, for all your mercy here as well as in heavens.
Dedicated viewers, we thank you for your company for today's episode titled The Laughing Saints Part 4 of 11 on Between Master and Disciples. Coming up next is Escaping Karma, selection from Spiritual Gems by Baba Sawanxing Ji, Vegetarian, Part 2 of 2 on Words of Wisdom, right after noteworthy news. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more constructive programming.
Being vegan, having peace, heaven, Godspeed.
Supreme Master TV Max. Maximize nearly limitless blessings everywhere. The new version of Supreme Master TV Max channels immeasurable blessings from the supreme grace of God. How to best utilize this free of charge tool. Easy. Play it on as many devices as possible.
Buy more, no use telephones, old tablets, anything. The more the better. Spread it anywhere, in your garage, in your garden, in your car, on your bus, at your work, quietly of course, everywhere. The more the better, because right now the blessing power is spread out so incredibly, almost like limitless. So you make use of that in order to strengthen the positive power in this world, to help me to save it, okay? Save people.
Go to suprememastertv.com/max. Click the button that is for your device. One is for PC or Android phone or tablet. The other is for Apple iOS phone or tablet and any other device. Under that, you can click on the plus screens buttons for Max. Each Max screen has a nearly infinite number of screens behind it. 1 plus 119,200 Max. Watch one big screen of Supreme Master TV with a thin line of 119,200 screens of Max around it, along with additional smaller screens. The most powerful daily prayer can be viewed similarly, with even more Max screens surrounding it. Combo. See Supreme Master TV alongside 3 or more smaller screens of Max. Enjoy our TV and the immense blessing at the same time. The download button downloads a video or audio file of the most powerful daily prayer to your device to keep the positive energy flowing without an internet connection. Please tell all you know, all others, so this can help the whole world to be saved. Print out a Supreme Master TV Max card to distribute wherever you go, for example, if it is safe for you.
That kind of concentrated, huge, incredible energy will bless your home, bless your environment, your village, your town, or your city. And if many people do that, will bless your country, bless the world. Then our world will have less disasters, less war, more happiness, more intelligence, and more abundant blessings in our life. Just try it and you'll see the miracles that will happen.
Please visit suprememastertv.com/max, youtube.com/@folia999/streams, or youtube.com/@suprememastertvlive/streams.